lot of different facets to your career. You act, sing, and dance. How did you
Mhm.
discover your passion for the arts?
Um, discovered my passion for the arts from joining a local dance studio near me at the age of 12. Prior to that, I did 10 years of Taekwondo. I did travel baseball. I did soccer, and I found myself just getting bored of doing the same thing over and over. And I just felt like it didn't get like I wasn't able to express myself and express like my personal thoughts, which I always felt like different from the crowd. So once I joined that local dance studio and took a dance class, from there on out, I was just like moved and changed. My entire mindset and perspective of like what I wanted to do with my life was just turned around because this is something that I finally found that I wasn't getting bored of because there's always new music and there's always new ways to like move your body and whatnot. So, and then on top of that, there's a certain degree where you could just express. I just felt like I could express myself to a deeper level rather than getting kicked in the face every day and then running around the bases. And I felt like I needed more. I needed to express myself even more and just like show my own identity through that. So finding that one dance class was the ultimate way for me to like find out about the arts and get creative. And yeah.
Love that. When you look at your career as a whole, who or what's had the biggest influence, either personally or professionally?
The person that had the biggest influence in my life was this director, creator, choreographer of the name of David Moore. He mentored me through the start of my career, and we've kind of been like a dream team, dynamic duo throughout pretty much everything. Whether him and I got opportunities, whether that being directing or choreographing a commercial or a movie or a show, um, or even directing like music videos, we're always like working together. And he really helped guide me just knowing how to direct behind the camera and framing stuff and angles and coloring everything was because of him too, as well as giving some of my first opportunities as like an assistant choreographer on
Mhm.
professional jobs, um, and just like teaching dance class. So even like he was with me from the start of I guess I would say when I first started getting the light on me was from this viral hoverboard dance video that we created when I was like 16 years old, and we got flown out to perform in the middle of Times Square on Good Morning America, and this was at the time when like hoverboards weren't like negatively looked at like growing up and stuff. Like we were doing something that has never been done before, which was dancing on hoverboards and just being innovative. And David and I have just always loved to push the creative boundaries.
You've had a lot of success throughout
Yeah,
the year. Is there a particular moment that kind of stands out?
yeah. I mean, I would have to say I would have to bring it back to performing in the middle of Times Square on Good Morning America, just because it was a live show and it was scary because trusting technology when they could just like
Mhm.
either break or shut down or who knows what, being on live TV, just praying that like they work perfectly, trusting technology and just having, I mean, performing in the middle of Times Square was the first time that a non-musical act has done that. And so knowing that we were in a sense like creating history to some degree felt so fulfilling.
Yeah.
And just like finally I felt like my purpose was like being seen and getting that light on us and just like getting those eyes and seeing people stand around us with like signs saying Bop Bros. It was like we were this hoverboard boy band to a certain degree. So that was a huge one for me. That's where I was like, wow, the impact that social media has, opening your own opportunities can just keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've grown up in the limelight, like you were just saying. What was that like? What's one thing that you know now that you wish you knew as you were kind of embarking on that
Yeah.
road?
That's a good question. I never thought about that. Like while just being in the flow of things now that I've like matured throughout the industry, I guess I would have to say, um, don't be afraid to say no to things.
Mm,
There's a lot of times where I'm just such a yes man, and like we'll sign like contracts, and we'll collaborate with someone or do a project that just isn't worth it. Like of course it's an experience, and at the time, yeah, I wanted to do everything. I was so excited, but there's times where it's totally okay to put my foot down and say I don't really support this project or this person because
hmm
of other things going on, and that's totally okay. And nowadays I take pride when I say no to things, because I feel like I'm knowing myself even more, and I'm just like honoring what I believe in and just having more morals. So yeah.
Love that. And then, most people will know you for as a dancer, but now you're embarking on kind of this next chapter in your career as a music artist. What was the biggest thing that you learned from dance that you've now been able to apply to music?
I would have to say melodies. as
Mm,
as a dancer, I'm constantly listening to music 24/7. Like music is my medicine, constantly dancing to completely different styles and genres of music. So I think having an ear, and I would have to say musicality wise, like as a dancer, when someone's going to feel something just based on like constantly adding elements in the song. Like dancers love having little intricate beats in the background that they could like bring out to make it just hit harder. So I would say being a dancer, my musicality, learning musicality to the depth I have, I tried to transition that into my music, where if something is just writing too long and whatnot, I'm like, okay, so we need like different elements that come and go out of it, so it creates this like roller coaster where you're always excited for the next thing and the next thing.
And then you just released a new single. Can you tell us about Workin and the
Yeah.
inspiration behind the song?
Yeah. So just released Workin I think about a week and a half ago, and the inspiration behind Workin was to create first of all, positive energy. Right now our world is in a rough place, and I really just wanted to motivate people to get up and get active. It's hard to get out of like your Netflix and chill flow of things. I'm gonna sleep till 2 p.m. and kind of just like go with the flow. And so I really created the song to also motivate people to get up and dance and do one of my challenges to it, or let yourself go and just like refresh that mindset with positive energy and just confidence. And just even it also feels like a song for like working out, 1 2 3 4 5 and not do working on me. So I was really just hoping to bring the highest energy possible into the song, especially with the time right now. I wanted to kind of I guess just refresh people's mindsets, yeah, with
hmm
everything.
Yeah, great answer. And then you, like you were saying earlier, you just released the dance visual video for it, which is awesome. When you're
Yeah.
working on new music, are you also always thinking about, how you can incorporate the other facets of your craft, your talent, and bringing them together?
Yeah, I'm working on them. I mean, we have like 10 to 15 songs stacked in like a folder, getting ready to release and whatnot. But I'm always thinking about ways to involve creative ideas, creative dance concepts with my music. Like sometimes I'll come up with, it's funny, I'll come up with a dance concept and then make a song about that concept. Or vice versa, I'll hear my song and I'll be like, whoa, that matches cool with this idea. And this hasn't ever been done before. So they're always going hand in hand. And that's my most important thing. And that's my priority, is to really bring dance and just dance performance back into the music industry. Like back in the day when Usher, Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake had these full on dance performances.
Yeah.
And I feel like our music industry sometimes shies away from that. And so I'm really trying to fill that gap and bring that performance level back into it.
That and then you just teased a little bit about it, but you're going to release a couple more singles throughout the year, leading to a larger body of work. What can fans expect? What do you hope to say as an artist?
Um, just be ready. I mean, the coolest part about my music is I feel like I don't stick in one lane. Like the next song is not as high energy as the first one. And then the song that we're getting ready to release even after that is more on like an acoustic guitar feel, more singing. So I like that my music can go from a high energy workout feel to then the next song could be an acoustic guitar feel. You start thinking about your ex lover. Like I just want to connect my music to I want people to connect to my music on all levels. So whether that being motivating you, whether that being getting you through a tough time, a relationship, a struggle in life, a bump in the road, I just want to be able to, uh, just as much as music has been there for me, I want my music to be there for everyone else. So that's why I don't want to just stick in like the hype energy, 1, 2, 3, 4, high energy, and not up, not. I want to have a guitar and just be able to like really just sing about my life and hoping that it connects to someone else.
What's your typical process like when you're working on a song?
Um, Process is first starting with a beat. Like the beat needs to be. I need to relate to the beat. It needs to like be in my blood. I need to be able to stand up and like go ooh. And I know when I'm feeling a beat when I stand up. I go, oh, okay. Like I'll start feeling that, and then we'll just kind of mess around with melodies by mumbling like. So I'll go in the booth. We'll record just mumble melodies for the chorus and whatnot. Um, and then from there, that's where we'll start writing lyrics. We'll get out the booth, find some of our favorite melodies, and then just start writing how you would in a journal, really. Um, so mixing those lyrics with those melodies, and then from there, the creative process just unravels with like little ideas we'll have back and forth. Like, okay, maybe if like it pause for a second, let the lyrics ride, and then bring the beat back on. I don't say like so. It kind of is just it's about the energy and atmosphere you create in the room as well. Like if something feels off, it's gonna put a wall over. It's gonna put a ceiling on your creative energy and flow. So everyone just always needs to be on the same page in order to get like the best product.
And then I'm not sure how much you can say, but if you had to pick one song that you're about to release in the next year that best encompasses who you are as an artist, what would it be and why?
I would have to say "Love Better," which is the acoustic song that my fans and supporters will get in maybe a month, maybe not. Um, but "Love Better" is the song is about it's the acoustic guitar feel. It's about just one of my exes and being appreciative of our love, being appreciative of what we had in order for me to grow and be a better person for someone else. So rather, I know a lot of people getting out of a relationship has like, you'll be like, okay, F that person, I'm about to block them, and you just have this negative feel about it. So I kind of just accepted it more maturely and just feel like you learn from every relationship you get in. So I just translated that in more of a positive manner and what I took from it. So now it's like, hey, thanks to you, now I love better. And it's basically love better for this person.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Love that. And then we just like to end all of our interviews with a kind of pop culture speed round. Is there a band or artist that fans would be surprised to learn is on your playlist?
Kid Leroy. Kid Leroy is he's more in the hip hop field. If for those of you guys who know, like maybe they know Jack Harlow as well. Jack Harlow and Kid Leroy are some of my favorite hip hop artists right now.
What about the first album you either bought or streamed?
Ever,
Yeah.
I would have to say the first album I ever bought was like back in like way back was probably Eminem. Uh, I grew up listening to Eminem and 50 Cent music. I don't know what is the album name. I know the cover. If I would be able to see the cover, I don't remember, but I just remember the same. Like this is back when I would buy CDs.
Hmm.
You have like your CD player and like the little tiny little things that go across the little tiny headphones that you would have. But Eminem was my first music artist I really connected to. Yeah, I think it was because growing up I looked like a little Eminem. Like I would have really blonde hair, shaved head, little white boy. That I would like try to dress like Eminem as well. So people would always be like, "You look like Eminem," and then from there I would listen to his music. I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, okay, yeah."
What about the first concert you ever attended?
First concert I ever attended was, to be honest, a couple of years ago, or maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. Post Malone. Post
Mm.
Malone is a huge influence in my music. Um, but we were at the Hollywood Bowl, which is an outdoor concert feel, and the way it's set up is like stack, 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 stack. So like you can see everything, and you have your own section and whatnot. And hearing his voice live just inspired me so much. I mean, he was just like he was crying, singing to "I Fall Apart," and so being seeing someone be so vulnerable on stage like that, I just took it all in. I'm like, one day I want to sell out this Hollywood Bowl and do this exact same thing. Yeah.
What about an album that changed your life and why?
Stoney by Post Malone. Stoney by Post Malone. Because it's kind of just like the album that first of all, it got me through a relationship, so I'm gonna just say that. And then second of all, the fact that he has again those guitar feels where he's like more so singing on it, and then having the upbeat uh, congratulations songs and just like high energy stuff. That's kind of the idea I want to put on my album. So like the almost like equivalent to that kind of feel. And I just love his voice. I mean, I love his raspiness, his like rock star hip hop feel he has in his voice. So I would have to give it to Stoney. Yep.
What about you probably answered this already, but a venue that's on your bucket list to perform at?
Madison Square Garden.
And then when you're on the road, what's a must-have?
When I'm on the road, must have would probably be an Xbox.
Yeah.
Having an Xbox on the road, I know those rides are going to be long. So having my boys with me and playing some Fortnite or Call of Duty is going to kill some time. Yeah.